very detailed manner and all that. I can only add to what he said. Basically, India got independence on 15th of August. As a Kashmiri Pandit, I think my independence came on 5th of August this year. And why I am saying that independence we got on 5th of August, it is not that I am talking emotionally and in emotion I am saying that. No, this is not a rhetoric. I'll give you the reason. Rahul touched this issue that 370 was like a Berlin Wall between East and West Germany. At that point of time, in 1947 or prior to 1947, we have an advantage of a hindsight right now to say that this could have happened, that could have happened, that could have been a choice, that could have been a choice. But as a simple layman person, if you see that 370, when it was introduced, why it would have been introduced? See, as a common sense. It's like a family. In a family, there can be a elder brother and there can be a younger brother. There is a possibility elder brother has got more resources, younger brother does not have more resources, younger brother needs a support or something like that. And at that point of time, this kind of a temporary support so that the state becomes a little strong and starts walking on its own and all that. So this 370A was introduced. When it was introduced only for a specific reason. It has got nothing to do with accession. Anybody can see those accession papers. Today they are available on internet and all that. There are no conditions on the accession. The accession document is same for all 500 riyasas and the residencies and every, the Raja which was, had acceded to the country, India. Everything word by word is same. There is no difference. It is the confusion which has been created by the vested interests to say that Kashmir got acceded on the basis of certain terms and conditions. There were no terms and conditions. It was the magnanimity of those leaders at that point of time in a constitution assembly when they gave these concessions to the state for a temporary period. But the problem is that these concessions, after a certain point of time, will create an imbalance. And that imbalance started in those days, and now it has become a huge gap between India and Kashmir. That is what the 370 was. It created a firewall. The ideas, forget about people, but the ideas, the idea of a nation, idea of patriotism about your own country was foreign to that place because of 370. That is why I say that 370 has corroded the minds of the people in that area. And the people in India were baffled for so many years that what is the matter? And it was created in such a scenario was created as if it was impossible to remove 370 and it is a sacrosanct something by which if you don't do something about it or you touch it, you lose Kashmir. That kind of a sham opinions have been created over the last 40, 50, 60 years. And it's like a masterstroke. I will not call it a masterstroke. I will say that the government has played a game of chess where the gambit has created a checkmate. The first move has created a checkmate on the chessboard, and now you can imagine nobody in this country or outside the country actually can tell what has gone wrong by removing the 370 or the effectiveness of 370. Ask anybody what has changed. Only thing what has changed is 106 rights, a certain kind of advantages which is available elsewhere in the government and in India were not applicable to that state has now been introduced. That is the only difference. Nothing has been taken away from them. Only thing has been added. I do not know why people talk about, something wrong has happened. You can just look at the documents. They had same kind of a freedom. They can move anywhere. They come everywhere. Is there any stoppage of anybody from Kashmir coming outside, doing their jobs, doing whatever they want to do with freedom of speech, freedom to move, whatever they want to do, they have been doing. No stoppage on that. Then suddenly, why there is so much of, the hue and cry and a lot of, so-called secularists and all that talking about what is going to happen, this is going to happen, that's going to... Of course, you created a problem. Now you have to solve that problem. It is going to take some time. Give the time to the government. They are doing. It's just a matter of time. And the people will see a reason to it. If you look at, because of this 370 is a firewall, is only why, because of this article, there was not a balanced growth of that state. Because every time it was handled with the kid gloves. Year on year, 20,000 crores of Indian taxpayers' money was funding that state. The state's own revenues are very, very limited. And they were not able to fend for themselves. And this was the reason. Because once you get merged into the bigger state, then you get advantages of that. And that is the advantage which they are going to reap. But it has killed the rosy roti of many people. There is a lot of rosy roti out of 370 which was happening for the last 70 years, especially to those 2-3 families who were, the guardians, so-called guardians of that state. Their rosy roti is gone now. They do not know what to do, so they are creating these kind of stories where they say something is going to happen. Nothing is going to happen. Believe me, already the messages are coming from there that, we are just waiting for the next step so that we become normal. Because up till now we were abnormals, Kashmiri used to be called abnormal because it looks like some dungeon or something is there. Today is a part of India. Not only this is not a question of land. This is not a question of land. It's a question of your beautiful portion of your country. At those times, it was said, those Islamic rulers of those days, 100, 200 years back, Gar firdos barrohe zaminast, haminasto, haminasto, haminast. It is in Persian. It means, अगर कोई ऐसी ज़मीन है जिसे हम स्वर्ग कह सकते हैं, तो वो ये है और यही है. That is what the Kashmir is. Therefore, it is very, very important what is beautiful. Beautiful is your mother. Beautiful is your Janani. And the Janani of Hinduism is Kashmir. You can just pick up any book and see the origin of Hinduism as a philosophy, not as a religion. Hinduism as a philosophy, it's all started prior to Shankaracharya, and as rightly pointed out by Rahul, we are much earlier than 5,400 years. We are talking about Saraswati River. We are talking about Saraswat Brahmins. We are talking about origin of a mankind, a civilized mankind. So that is what we are. Today, each one of us has got an opportunity to add to it, to revere it. Imagine the identity of a Kashmiri Pandit. I am a Kashmiri Pandit. My identity is Ma Sharda. How many temples of Sharda we have in India? One of them has been taken away by our neighbor. That is what is Sharada. That is a language. We got the Saraswati through Sharada. Actual language started with Ma Sharada. And that temple today we cannot go. We cannot even create, because as my friend and brother, younger brother Rahul told you, that they are changing the entire ethnicity of that place, thereby changing names, changing identities. They're changing the physical structures. And they have almost demolished majority of the ancient temples. Ancient. Imagine you go to the YouTube and you can have an access to those details of those temples. Grandeur temples. Lalita Ditya, he spoke about Lalita Ditya. Lalita Ditya was the biggest kingdom ever in the history of India. How many people know? We only know about the Islamic kingdoms and all that. How many people know that your own Hindu kingdom was such a large kingdom? How many people? There is no Kashmir history which is being taught. I'm afraid it's nowhere. Now the time has come, because the Kashmir has been integrated with India fully now. Now the time has come for us to look back and reflect on from where we have come and where we have to move now. With these words, thank you all of you, and we are really sorry you wanted to hear many more people and all that. But let's be together, support this government, and let's move ahead and make it complete India. Thank you very much.